What's up, bookworms? This is Dani Reads, and today I'm doing my December wrap-up. So surprisingly, in the month of December, I read 9 books. Most of them are audiobooks, but nonetheless, I read, which is a lot more than I can say for the past few months before that. So I'm just super excited that I got any sort of reading done this month. So without further ado, let's just get into what I read. So the first book that I finished in the month of December, I actually started in November, and that was The Sword of Summer by Rick Riordan. I rated it a 3 out of 5 stars. I don't know. I think I just felt like it was very comparable to Percy Jackson and the flow of things, and I just didn't like it. I don't like that formula of writing. So that's why I only gave it a 3 star. And I wasn't really connecting with the characters. I thought that I just didn't like any of them very much, but I did like all of the pop culture references, and I kind of liked where the story was going, so I am going to continue it, and that's why I did give it a 3 star, because it gave me enough to want to continue. Then I finished The Hammer of Thor by Rick Riordan, and I rated this a 4 out of 5 stars. It is redeeming itself. I still have yet to pick up the third book, but the second book it was pretty good, and that's why I rated it a 4 star. I really liked it. I thought the action was really well done, and I liked that, I don't know, there was even if it was little action in the middle, and then there's the big, the big thing at the end, I liked it a lot more than the way the first one was set up. And I don't know if it was just because there was a lot of background info that you needed before going into the story or what, but I just really liked the second one a lot better. So I'm hoping that the third one I'll actually really like. And the next book that I read in the month of December is actually a reread for me, and that is Anna and the French Kiss by Stephanie Perkins. I was just feeling really slumpy, and I really just missed being in this time and space with Anna. I love the boarding school kind of thing, and I just really love this book so much that I was like, I'm just gonna reread it. So I did, and of course I rated it 5 stars again. I really enjoyed this book. And then, to no one's surprise, I then read Lola and the Boy Next Door by Stephanie Perkins, because I was just kind of like, my library had it was available for audiobook, so I was like, I'm just gonna listen to it, and I really liked it. I think I liked this one. I don't think I liked this one as much as Anna, but I liked it better this time than I did the first time. So I did still rate it a 5 out of 5 stars, because I just really love these characters, and I love how they're written, and it's just so good. But yeah, I definitely love Anna more than Lola, just in all facets of it. I think I just connect a lot better with Anna than I do with Lola. Lola's just a little too eccentric for me. But other than that, these books are really good. Then I read Suicide Notes from Beautiful Girls, and that is by Lynn Weingarten. I hated this book. I gave it a 2 stars on Goodreads, but I'm changing it to a 1 because I hated this book. I don't really even know what to say. I feel that the description on the back is super misleading from what this book is actually about. I didn't relate to any of the characters. I hated all the main characters a lot. None of it made sense at all. And I don't know. I have so many feelings about why I don't like this book, but I can't articulate any of them, of course. But yeah, I gave this a 1 star. I do not recommend. I feel like it was written well if the synopsis had anything to do with what this book was about. I feel like if I went into it knowing what this book kind of could have been about, I would have liked it a lot more, but because of how it was, it went in a direction I really didn't like. And I know it's a personal opinion, but I just feel like it was so, how there's always plot twists in books. This one, I felt like the author needed something so big to happen that it was so big that it didn't make sense. So I'm done talking about this. I'm over this book. I want to get rid of it. I'm really mad that I own this. The next book that I completed in the month of December is The Thousandth Floor by Katherine McGee. I really liked this book. I rated it a 3-star only because I felt that the world building was super confusing and I didn't really care for the characters until about 2/3 of the way through. There were some characters that I liked more than others, which obviously is going to happen. The perspective jumping was a little bit disorienting, especially listening to it on audiobook. So it's kind of like, okay, who's this? Who am I listening to? Oh, okay, it's this person and whatever. And it was never like in the same order. So like I could never be like, okay, who did I listen to last? Okay, it was this person. Okay, now it should be this person, because it didn't work like that. But other than that, the ending really left me wanting more, so I really want to read the second book. And just things happen in it that are really sad, and that's why I gave it a 3-star, because it was the second half to like the last third was written really well, and I really liked it, and I liked where the story was going. So I'm super excited to read the next one, or at least listen to it on audiobook, because once I start a series in a format, I tend to try to finish it, or at least continue it in the same format, because I don't think I'd be able to sit down and read it now that I've like listened to it. I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars, and I'm really excited to see what happens next. And the next book that I finally finished in the month of December is Everything Everything by Nicola Yoon. I rated this a 4 out of 5 stars. I thought this was going to be one of my favorite books of 2017, and because I didn't have a lot of favorites, it still probably makes the list, but I hated how it ended so much. I really loved this book until about 100 pages till the end, and then the author started to lose me. And personal preference, I mean, other people might have liked where it went. I just did not. Comment down below if you liked where this went, if you read this and you liked where the last like 100 pages went in this. I still love Madeline. She's one of my favorite characters of all times. I thought she was really cute. I still really enjoyed Ollie's character. He could definitely be a book boyfriend of mine. He was very sweet, and I really liked him, and I loved their relationship together. It was just some things that happened on the outside of that just weren't my favorite. So yeah, 4 out of 5 stars. It'll probably still make my top books of 2017, but why did it have to end like that? The next book that I finished in the month of December was Pretty Girls by Karen Slaughter. I rated this a 4 out of 5 stars. I really did enjoy it. I felt like it was really slow at the beginning and very descriptive, and a lot of things that were happening in the beginning of the book didn't really matter for the story plot. So, because yeah, it's kind of thick. So I listened to this on audiobook. I feel like if I was actually physically reading it, I definitely would have DNF'd it. But since I did listen to it, by the end, I was really enjoying myself. I was like screaming in my car because of some of the plot twists that happened. And yeah, so I definitely recommend this book. I am going to read another one of her books and see if I like it just as much. I know that a lot of her books are series, but The Good Daughter is another standalone. I'm assuming it's a thriller just like this one is. But I'm going to get my hands on that and see how I feel about that one. But I liked this one a lot. So yeah, 4 out of 5 stars. And the last book that I finished in the month of December is First Love by James Patterson. I gave this a 2 out of 5 stars. I would have liked this a lot more if the beginning didn't just like start out of nowhere. You kind of just jump into these two characters' lives, and then like as the story progresses, you kind of like find out like how they met and all that stuff. And I feel like that would have just been great to know at the beginning, because it kind of left a couple things that happened like super confusing until you find out these certain details, and then you're kind of like, oh, okay, that makes sense. I didn't like that in this book. It just wasn't written well, but I did still give it a 2 out of 5 only because the ending was pretty good. It had me in the feels like any other James Patterson contemporary does. But yeah, it was super short. I got through it really quickly. I listened to it on audiobook. It took me less than a day, like it only took me like 3 hours to listen to it. So yeah, I liked the characters, the love interest. Shoot, what's his name? I'm so bad. I like literally just listened to this. I really liked Robinson as a character, and Axie was okay. She was fine, but I really did enjoy Robinson's character. I thought he was full of life and just super fun, and was very oh my god. He was very attentive to Axie and everything that she wanted and needed, and it was just, I don't know, their relationship was really great. I liked him more than I liked her. But yeah, that's why I gave it a 2 out of 5 stars. If you want something super fast, contemporary, read it. It's actually pretty good for that, but it was just, it's not lighthearted. I'm gonna warn people on that. It is definitely not lighthearted, and it was a little tough to get through the end, but that's where I landed on that. Alright guys, that is everything that I read in the month of December. I'm also just going to do my January TBR here too, because I don't really plan on having one, but I did start a couple books in the beginning of this month, so I just kind of want to chat about those really quickly. The first book that I started in December, but I'm going to finish in January, is House Arrest by K.A. Holt. I'm loving this. It's a middle grade. It's about this kid who ends up on house arrest because he gets he steals a credit card to buy his brother's medicine, and he gets caught, and so he has to be on house arrest for a year, and he has to write in this journal for a year, and that's what you're reading is his journal. And it's super interesting. It's super sad. I'm only like a quarter of the way in, but I'm loving it so much. So this will definitely get done this month. It's just kind of hard to read, so I kind of I can only read so much before I have to put it down. And then on audiobook, I am also listening to How to Hang a Witch by Adriana Mathers, I think is her name, I'm pretty sure. And it is about this girl who moves to Salem, and she is a descendant of one of the judges from the Salem witch trials, and she is convinced she's cursed because all these bad things keep happening to her, and it's just her living in Salem and things start to happen. So it's kind of creepy. So I don't know. I'm like, I can only listen to it like in the daylight if I'm not home alone. Like, I'm such a baby. Such a baby. So there's that. And then I also took out from the library Renegades by Marissa Meyer as an audiobook, so that is downloaded on my phone as well. So as soon as I either get done with How to Hang a Witch or in between How to Hang a Witch, I will be listening to that. I'm super excited. I have loved everything that Marissa Meyer has written. The Lunar Chronicle series is amazing, so I'm just curious to see where she's going to go with that. I honestly have no idea what Renegades is about at all. I think it's about superheroes, but I could be totally wrong, but I'm super excited to get into it. It's actually a longer audiobook. It's 16 hours, so that I usually try to stick with the audiobooks that are only like between like 8 and 10. So, but Marissa Meyer is worth it, so I'll read it. I'll listen to it. But those are the only things that I truly plan on reading in the month of January. I definitely want to knock out a lot of books in the month of January. I just don't know what I want to read. I'm kind of like I'm letting myself be a mood reader right now, only for the fact that I haven't been reading, so I kind of want to just let myself pick whatever I want at that moment to pretty much increase the odds of me finishing that book. But anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Give this video a big thumbs up, and I will see you in my next video. Keep reading, keep smiling. Bye guys.